Steve with that one.
Aye,
There's a bat.
there's a bat just blew past. Aye, there's a few of them on the water there.
I've put on eye before Steve.
Aye, right. We've just come doing the local river fishing the neat. It's, what time is it?
8:15.
8:15, but it's starting to get dark, you know, like when you're in the trees it's dark. But the sky's still kind of bright.
The bats is out now.
Aye, the bats are out, they're all over on the water. Aye. Might not be able to see them, they're a bit too quick, whizzing past.
There's not been much in here lately though, just
Nah, every time we've come down there's just been little tiny fish, aye. We've set a good little fire up here. Upside down fire, again. Hoping that it might last a bit longer.
They've been lasting a few hours and you haven't had to keep feeding it, so.
Aye, we've got a few little bits of extra wood there because we're only going to be doing for an hour or two. Depending on the fishing, like. It's not looking too good at the minute.
For some reason I'm using them barbless hooks, which I've never used, and I can't seem to get the worm to stop on them.
Aye, it's the same with me. I've reeled it in twice and there's been no worm on. And it's not the fish.
No,
definitely not the fish.
I've got it in there now and I'm thinking, is the worm?
I know, it's the same with me. Aye. But this is a canny little spot. A lot of people come down here fishing. We used to come down here regularly years ago. Oh, it's just burped.
Aye, but like I say, we used to catch. They were decent then.
Ah, they were decent fish. Aye. This is one of our little favourite little haunts this year, where, you know, the kingfishers are just up there and the wagtails what we've under there on this year.
Yeah.
Aye. Well, now it's good for fishing down here. Wait, sometimes it is.
And there's the bat just down by you. I remember when I was a kid, people used to tell us that bats would get stuck in your hair. Did you ever get told that?
I got told that, aye.
Get stuck
cover
in
your
hair,
head, watch your hair. Aye. I think it's because we're all hippies in the 70s.
What you realised when you rolled out was a load of rubbish.
I know. It probably did happen to some person by accident years ago. Like a 1 in a million. I'm trying to see if I can actually catch one on camera, like, because they're a decent sized bat now. They're not them little tiny things what you see flying under the houses.
If you look, you didn't actually see much on the camera.
And I wonder how dark it is, because they're just little black shadows whizzing around. Bit of a clearance here. Might see one. It's whizzing in one of these trees. I'll keep the camera still on the light a little bit. And it glands up and doing the water.
We haven't really been doing that from anybody lately, have we?
No.
It's been the 6 weeks, so we haven't had the time.
No.
We've been off the beach stuff when you soon, been off school and that. She's back next week, so I'll try and get out in the autumn and that and get a few.
There's a fish just jumping under that tree there. I can see the ripples on the water. Oh, there it is. It's just whizzing across the water. Catching the flies and the moths. There, it's doing that part. Coming up. And we're under glands again. Can't run in the circle there. They're a grey, brown type thing, you know, like they're not.
It makes you wonder how they can see in the dark though. I am just taking them.
No, they can't actually see though. Now when people think they're blind, no, they can't actually see. They've just got very poor eyesight.
I thought it was just by sort of radar thing.
No, that's what they use to get their echolocation, to get the moths and all that when they're flying. But they can't actually see.
Can they?
No. It's just very poor eyesight.
I thought they were completely blind.
Where you're calling to these scientists.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because they feed them and stuff and that, now like, and they see it and they can for us. Huh? No, they've like tested them. They have got like.
I have watched
just
wildlife stuff and that before, but I always thought they had said they were blind.
Aye, they did. They did used to think that years ago.
Blind as a bat.
Aye, blind as a bat. That's where that comes from. They're just very partially sighted. Right.
Do we get different types of bat in this country?
There's a canny few in this country. Aye. I was looking at them the day in the book and all, and I just didn't take any notice. I wasn't expecting to come doing that fishing.
You know what I mean? I know what a bat is, but I didn't have a gut.
Oh, there's
different kinds on
there's the horseshoe, pipistrelle. There's I do know a few of them. There's the long yard, short yard. I could be thinking of owls. I have to see what wasn't doing.
I did have an idea that there was a couple like.
There's a canny. No, there's a few. I'm not sure how many, Like that fish is tiny, it's just jumped in the water doing that.
Right, that's what I'm saying, most of the stuff has been. It's been like 6 or 7 inches, hasn't it?
It was about 3 inches. Look at that. It was like a minnow jumping out and splashing back in. It didn't even make much of a splash when it hit the water.
Right, we might get the camera on a bit later and show you with prize catch.
If we catch the fish, we'll get the camera back on. I've got the lens on. Right, I've just turned the camera on there because I've got it here. I was wondering what was the matter with my rod. I thought I was smashed.
By the looks of it, like, I think it might be all at 2 or 3 inches, but at least it's a fish.
Right, now it is. It's a bit of a fight. Right, no, it's
Right, it's small, but it's better than normal, I suppose. It's maybe about 7 or 8 inches.
That's decent for a trout, really.
Right,
Because it's
this day and age it is in here because
like that's your hand, you know. So it's like
I mean,
I'd say it's about 6, 7 inches.
it's still a small fish, but compared to what we were catching last
years
year,
ago they'd be up there.
but I'm on about for the last 10 years it's been totally rubbish. We were catching them in about 4 inches long. But I mean,
that's not too bad.
It's still a fish.
First catch of the net. So the worm has stayed on the hook.
Right, yours has.
Aye.
If mine has, I'm going to let you put the worm on me hook.
I nearly couldn't get the cut in.
Right.
This crappy rod, $2.99 from Home Bargains. Right, I'll get that.
So you're getting it back in the water?
Aye. Aye, this is... I've just put the camera on just to show you how dark it is. As you can see, the fire's got the air gaffed up a little bit, but that's a bag hanging on the tree there. We can see it, but the camera can't. And it's just pitch black. That's the pathway up there, just past that bag on the tree. And that's the water in front of us. I know you cannot see it, but we can. And up there, you've got the river's gone and doing that way. You can probably just see a little bit of reflection in the water there. I can. Yeah, when it focuses. But I did put it back on because we could hear an owl across there in them trees. It went quiet. But it's just too dark. Was that not done by the viaduct?
I thought it was up here.
Because you always used to sit there just doing up on the viaduct. Aye.
He reckons a ghost came across the water and tapped the fish further up and he went and started catching it. He was a bit simple.
Aye. Yeah, so I might as well turn the camera off now because if I didn't shine it at the sky or at the fire, because the fire, it looks canny there, but all the wood's damp and that what we're burning, so it's not letting much flames. It's just a very little flame coming up. It's just damp, so it's not really lighting the air up.
Fires is always the same, isn't it? You only get a little bit of fire run when you're sitting, didn't you?
Aye. The torch does a better job than the fire. No, that's how bad it is. It's all we kit. It's only 4 foot away from the fire. The fire looks good, but it's actually canny crap. See if I can see the rod. No, that's leading up a bit there on the top of it. That's shining the torch over the bankside there, you cannot see now. I can hear fish jumping in the water. That's about it. It's just too dark. The camera's not focusing on properly.
The worm's still on there, I didn't shine it.
No, we are.
I think it's worth leaving that on with fish from small, I think, haven't we?
Aye, aye, definitely. There's not wrong with that.
It's not coming off, I think.
Pringles, some pop. I'm scared to touch out because my hands have had worms and fish on them. That fire's been kind of poor. It should be roaring, but it's not. I keep whinging about the fire, saying how it's not very bright, but the purpose of that fire was like an upside down fire, so it burns longer and slower. If we put all the logs on the top, they would have been roaring away.
Aye, but it's decent. There's plenty.
There's still plenty of heat, plenty, like just enough light, and that is what our plan was at the beginning. It's just different having a small fire. So it's actually doing its job. It'll last like easily another hour, maybe more. It's been on about an hour because it was nice and bright when we came down, nice and light, and it's actually pitch black in here now. So it's been an hour, and it's still got an hour's worth left in it. So that's alright.